Regarding the question of how we should evaluate the Mecca Pact from the perspective of Turkey and NATO security, the Mecca Pact can be seen as an indirect extension of NATO. It is not formally part of NATO, but it may still connect Pakistan and Saudi Arabia to the wider NATO security system. We have actually seen a similar example in history. During the Shah period in Iran, CENTO was created with the support of the United Kingdom. Turkey, Iran, Iraq, Pakistan, and the United Kingdom were part of this structure. At that time, CENTO created a security line against the Soviet Union. This line reached from the Middle East towards Central Asia. In a way, CENTO worked as an indirect Eastern security belt for NATO. After the Iranian Revolution, CENTO lost its function. Today, we may be seeing a similar security line again through the Mecca Pact. This time, Saudi Arabia and Pakistan are at the center. If we look at it this way, NATO's indirect area of influence may extend much closer to the Chinese border. For this reason, I believe this may be part of a long-term American strategy. NATO's Article 5 is also important in this context. It strongly reflects NATO's idea of collective defense. However, there is one major difference. During the CENTO period, Turkey and Iran were on the same security side. Today, the Mecca Pact may push Turkey and Iran into different security blocs. This may create long-term risks, Sunni-Shia division more visible and more serious. When asked if the Mecca Pact means that Turkey is moving away from the West, I do not think so. In fact, I think the opposite may be true. This process may bring Turkey closer to the Western security system. But there is another important actor here: India. For many years, the United States and India have had a strong strategic partnership. However, Pakistan is now becoming an important part of this new security structure. This may create concerns in India, especially because of the Kashmir issue. As a result, India may become more distant from the United States. It is very difficult for Pakistan and India to remain in the same security structure in the long term. As long as the Kashmir issue remains unresolved, it is difficult to imagine both countries being part of the same security pact. Regarding whether other countries could join the pact, first I would like to mention one important principle. In the Quran, Surah Al-Ma'idah, verse 2, says that people should help each other in goodness and righteousness, but not in sin and hostility. For this reason, I believe that cooperation in the Islamic world should be based on peace, cooperation, and common security. It should not be based on conflict. In the future, Egypt may also join this pact. According to the latest information I have received, Turkey would like Egypt to join the Mecca Pact. However, Saudi Arabia is reportedly reluctant because it considers Egypt's military technology to be relatively weak, and its economy too fragile. Iraq may also be considered as another possible member. So the pact may become larger over time. But the important question is not only which countries will join. The real question is what kind of common purpose these countries will have. To address the question of whether Iran sees the Mecca Pact as a security threat, Iran sees this structure as a direct challenge to its own security. For this reason, we should not ignore the possibility of stronger Sunni-Shia tensions. Of course, if the political system in Iran changes in the future, the regional balance may also change. Here, I would also like to mention another principle from the Quran. Surah An-Nisa, verse 135, tells people to stand firmly for justice, even if it is against themselves, their parents, or their relatives. I think this principle is also very important for regional security. Security policies should not be built on sectarian divisions. They should be built on justice and common security. When we consider what could be the effect of the Mecca Pact on Israel's regional security strategy, Israel will probably look at this structure very carefully. On one side, close coordination with the United States may give Israel some confidence. On the other side, there will also be concerns. Israel may ask how an Islamic military structure could develop in the future. So, even if Israel does not see the pact as an immediate threat, it will probably watch its development very closely. Regarding what makes the Mecca Pact different from earlier Islamic cooperation and security organizations, the difference is clear. The Organization of Islamic Cooperation mainly focuses on political and diplomatic cooperation. The Mecca Pact is different. It focuses more on military security. Today, Pakistan brings nuclear capability. Saudi Arabia brings economic power. Turkey brings military capacity and military experience. These three elements together create a very important structure. But there is a basic question. Will these countries really act according to their common interests? Or will the United States remain the main strategic power behind the pact? There is also another important question. Can this pact survive in the long term? Will it remain a temporary structure? Or will it become a permanent security organization in the future? For Turkey, the most important short-term benefit may be economic and financial support. But there may also be a serious cost. Turkey and Iran have maintained an important balance for centuries. The Treaty of Kasr-e-Shirin was signed in 1639. Since then, Turkey and Iran have had many political problems. But they have generally avoided a major and long-lasting military conflict. This balance is very important. If relations with Iran become worse, Turkey may face long-term strategic risks. We should also remember that Iran has a large Turkic population. For this reason, relations with Iran have social and historical importance for Turkey as well. In conclusion, I often use one sentence: war is business carried out with weapons. Behind military alliances and security organizations, there are usually economic interests. Energy is important. Trade routes are important. Natural resources are important. And strategic power is important. Today, oil and energy are at the center of this discussion. But in the future, I believe water will become even more important. Water may become a more important strategic resource than energy. I also believe the trade balance between China and the Western world will become much more important. The balance between East and West must be protected. The same is true for water resources. If we cannot create a fair and sustainable balance, serious conflicts may appear. In the next 5 years, I believe water security will become a much bigger issue in international politics. Global trade balance will also become more important. For this reason, when we discuss the Mecca Pact, we should not look only at military or ideological issues. We should also look at economic interests. We should look at energy. We should look at water. We should look at trade routes. And we should look at the global balance of power. Personally, I think this pact may increase some of the existing tensions in the region. It may especially make the competition between Turkey and Iran more visible. These two countries have avoided major direct military conflict for a very long time. We should protect this balance. Recent statements from Iran also show that Iran already sees this pact as a security concern. Finally, I would like to mention one last principle from the Quran. Surah An-Nahl, verse 90, says that Allah commands justice, goodness, and helping relatives. It also forbids evil, wrongdoing, and aggression. I believe this should also be the main principle of regional security. The purpose of security pacts should not be to create new conflicts. We should not create new divisions. Our purpose should be to strengthen justice. We should strengthen peace. And we should strengthen regional stability.